Television News. I am Mania OCB. First, the headlines. Soldiers recapture base from bandits in Ngoshi after a long battle. Again, reps amend Electoral Act, add 3 clauses. And customs warn against fake vehicles options circulating online. And now the news in full. Nigerian troops have recaptured a forward operating base in Ngoshi, Goza local government area of Borno State after a fierce gun battle with insurgents, even as the Senate mourns soldiers killed in renewed terrorist attacks across the state. The operation, carried out by the military in collaboration with members of the Civil Joint Task Force, local vigilantes and hunters, restored control of the Ngoshi base, which had come under heavy attacks from terrorists last week. Military sources said the insurgents had earlier killed about 14 soldiers and several civilians during the assault, while abducting more than 100 women and children. General Officer Commanding had earlier mobilized about 200 troops to Ngoshi from Buka to assess the situation after the attack forced soldiers to temporarily withdraw. The recapture came amid growing concerns over the resurgence of terrorist attacks in Borno State, which has led to the loss of several senior officers and soldiers in the recent weeks. The Chief of the Naval Staff's strategic engagement with commanders 4 months after assuming command of the Navy was aimed at rejigging all the Nigerian Navy operations across the spectrums, aligned in the Total Spectrum Maritime Strategy. This followed an extensive operation tour embarked to engage directly with personnel across all Navy units and consult with key stakeholders to enhance the Nigerian Navy's operations. This aligns with his vision to develop a modern, agile, and professional naval force dedicated to securing Nigeria's maritime interests and advancing national security objectives in synergy with other security agencies. Vice Admiral E.D. Abbas also commended the Nigerian Navy flagship operation, Operation Delta Sentinel, along with other similar operations. The CNS lauded the increase in intelligence-led and technology-driven naval operations, which have resulted to major seizures of stolen crude oil and destruction of illegal refining sites, arrest of illegal bunkerers, and improved search and rescue operations by the Nigerian Navy. He stated that these efforts have ensured zero privacy in Nigeria's waters, boosted oil production, and saved the nation billions of naira that could have been lost to criminal elements. The Senate on Wednesday confirmed the appointment of Professor Taiwo Oyedele as the ministerial nominee of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, following his screening and considerations by lawmakers who charged him to prioritize economic reforms, improve ease of doing business, and promote local manufacturing. The confirmation followed deliberations during plenary where senators examined the nominee's policy directions and readiness to address Nigeria's physical challenges, including rising public borrowing and weak capital budget performance. During the session, the Deputy Senate President, Jibrin Barrow, urged Oyedele to take into account the country's vast mineral resources and the persistent underperformance of capital budget's implementation in recent years.
Apart from taxation, we have, we are endowed as a nation. We have solid minerals scattered all over the country. Even my village is gold. Kabo, there's gold in Kabo local government. But the issue is this: we'll not be able to tap the appropriate revenue from our solid mineral, talking about only petroleum and so on and so forth. Now, as a minister of the Federal Republic, what can you do? What will you do differently so that we'll be able to harness, to harvest the revenue that we need to harvest from our solid mineral deposit through exploration and exploitation of this God-given endowment. What we see every day, we see the Chinese coming to exploit these minerals, take them away to their country. Not only Chinese, other nationals also do the same. But the fact is that when you look at our revenue package, the revenue framework, the revenue profile, you don't see much in terms of revenue coming from solid mineral in the revenue profile. What do you think you can do to make sure that we harvest what we need to harvest in terms of revenue to our nation when you become a minister?
Other lawmakers emphasize the need for policies capable of strengthening domestic industries and reducing dependency on imports. They also urge the nominee to support initiatives that will improve the business environment and prioritize funding for security agencies through first-time charges to enhance national stability. Responding to the concerns raised, Oyedele observed that Nigeria's budget size remained small relative to the scale of its economy, stressing the need for deliberate and prudent utilization of public resources. The nominee also addressed concerns over the recent adjustment of capital gains tax, noting that stakeholders have expressed reservations about the increase from 5% to 30% compared to an average of about 15% globally. Following deliberations, Akpabio put the confirmation to a voice vote which received overwhelming support from lawmakers, paving the way for Oyedele's appointment.
Taiwo Oyedele, and I also congratulate the President. Your intellect is never in doubt. I want to also congratulate you for what you did with the tax reforms. Your educative rambles around the country helped a lot to douse tension. And your appearance or appearances in various fora also assisted to educate Nigerians that it was a good thing for the taxes to be harmonized. And I think it brought down a lot of tension. So now, Mr. President has found it necessary to elevate you beyond being a special advisor to now being a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Well, Taiwo Oyedele.
The confirmation is expected to reinforce the administration's ongoing fiscal and tax reform agenda aimed at improving revenue generation, infrastructure development, and overall economic stability. The House of Representatives on Wednesday extended Electoral Act 2026 to prescribe 2-year jail term or 10 million fine or both for anyone who knowingly maintains membership of 2 political parties at the same time. Lawmakers during the Committee of the Whole presided by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Okezie-Kalu made the amendment to Section 77 of the 2026 Act by inserting 3 new clauses, 8, 9, and 10, which were considered and approved after a heated session of back and forth debates. According to the new clauses approved by lawmakers, any party member found to be registered as member of more than one political party at the same time will have his or her membership to the said parties voided. We'll now take a short break, and when we return, more stories.
Mom, 20,000 naira for that video game I sold you account.
20,000?
Yeah.
Did your dad just give you money?
Yeah, but I need more for this new release.
My hands are busy. Go ahead, send it yourself. 20,000, okay?
The Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) has warned members of the public about a fraudulent notice circulating online claiming to advertise an upcoming vehicle auction. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the service clarified that the notice is fake and did not originate from the NCS, urging Nigerians to disregard the information and avoid falling victims of scammers. According to the service, it does not request payments through personal phone numbers on official channels for participating in vehicle auctions or any other activities. The Nigerian Customs advised members of the public to avoid making payments to individuals or unofficial accounts and to always verify information through its official communication platforms. The service listed its verified social media channels as Facebook and LinkedIn on the Nigerian Customs Service, while its handles on Instagram, X, Threads, and TikTok are Customs NG Dots. The Customs reiterated its commitment to protecting Nigerians from fraudulent activities and urged the public to remain vigilant, report suspicious and messages or notices. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, says reforms introduced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are driving renewed growth in Nigeria's solid minerals sector. Alake said the reforms have led to increased foreign direct investment, improved contributions to the sector to Nigeria's gross domestic product, GDP, and growing international interest in Nigeria as a mining destination. The reports.
Speaking at the Prospectors and Developers Association of Canada conference held in Toronto, Canada, the minister, represented by the Director General of the Mining Cadastral Office, Obadiah Simon Nkom, said Nigeria is open to credible investors committed to responsible and sustainable mining. At the 27th Annual African Mining Breakfast Table, a high-level forum which brought together African ministers, global investors and industry leaders, Alake emphasized the need for stronger collaboration among African countries to unlock the continent's vast mineral resources. Noting that Nigeria is shifting from exporting raw materials to promoting local processing and value addition to ensure greater economic benefits for its citizenry. The minister also called for stronger regional integration in Africa's mining industry, stressing that the coordinated policies, infrastructure development, cross-border investments are critical to unlocking the sector's full potential. According to Alake, Nigeria is ready to lead regional mining corridors backed by reliable geological data, regulatory reforms, and political support. On the sidelines of the conference, the Nigerian delegation met with the chairperson of the Canada-Africa Chamber of Business, Ms. Paula Caldwell, to explore opportunities of expanding Canada and Nigeria investment partnerships in the mining sector. The 4-day conference featured engagements with global mining executives, development partners, and investors to showcase Nigeria's mineral potentials and ongoing reforms to improve transparency, strengthen geological data, and formalize artisanal mining activities. Mania, OCEB, Asset Television News.
The Nasarawa State Health Insurance Agency says it has enrolled 351,610 residents in the state health insurance scheme. Executive Secretary of the agency, Dr. Yahya Obam, said this at a quarterly press briefing to update the public on agency's activities and performances of indicators. He said that the beneficiaries were registered under different packages, including the public sector, the informal sector, vulnerable groups, and students. The group was inaugurated in 2019 with 0 enrollees, but now has about 351,610 persons. Obama said many of the enrollees are benefiting daily from the medical services rendered at the 268 healthcare facilities spread across the 147 electoral wards of the 13 local government areas of the state. He said that Nigeria digitalized all its processes to ensure easy access to the effective healthcare services for enrollees who had so far improved efficiency and transparency. Women in Kano State have taken the transportation sector by storm with the introduction of Mata Zala, a tricycle service designed exclusively for female passengers and operated by trained female drivers. The initiative, which translates to exclusively women in Hausa, not only provides safer and more comfortable rides in line with the state's conservative cultural values, but also creates vital employment opportunities in what has traditionally been a male-dominated industry. Under the Matazala model, female drivers handle pink electric tricycles that pick only women passengers, while men continue operating separate services for male riders. The service stands out with lower fares than regular keke to encourage greater patronage among women on selected routes across the states. Co-founded by Hawa Ahmed Torauni as a women's cooperative, the project started with about 100 female drivers, many of them widows and divorcees, while a waiting list of 200 more drivers receiving proper training at the city's vehicle inspection office and follow unique ownership model. Part of their daily earnings is deducted over 3 years to help them own electric rickshaws outright. The fleet is supported by 2 solar-powered charging stations and a smart app for monitoring. No fewer than 99 Nigerians have died as a result of Lassa fever in the last 8 weeks of 2026, according to the official data obtained from the Nigerian Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Deaths recorded so far in the first 8 weeks of 2026 surpasses the number of deaths reported during the same period in 2025. Already, figures of suspected cases stand at 1,989 across 67 local government areas in 18 states of the Federation. According to the NCDC, 84% of all confirmed Lassa fever cases were reported from 5 states, namely Bauchi, Ondo, Taraba, Edo, and Benue. The NCDC also noted that 10 new health workers were newly infected in the 8 weeks of 2026, bringing the total health workers affected by the disease to 28, a greater figure than which was reported in 2025. Lassa fever is an animal-borne acute viral illness spread by the common African rats, also known as Mastomi rat species. It is endemic in Nigeria and several other African countries. And that's the size of our package. On behalf of the news crew, thanks for watching. And don't forget to follow us on our social media handles for more. I am Mania OCB.